All right. There we go. Good evening. How is everybody doing this fine Sunday? Man, where are the weeks going, folks? Where are they going? We're in December. Year's almost over. Absolute craziness. Absolutely wild just to think about it. Just unreal. So, anyway, uh, before we jump into anything, I would just like to remind everybody that this is a very family friendly oriented channel. I would ask you all to please be decent in the chat. No racism, no nastiness. If you cannot uh, abide by those very simple, easy rules, those awesome people lit up in blue with the blue wrenches are going to boot you out of here because we are not going to have it. All right. So, anyway, Larry said, I heard a destroyer was. I heard rumors of something going on in the Gulf over there. The reality is this, okay? When we put our people in harm's way, there is a possibility that something could happen. Uh, it is my belief, honestly, being 100% honest with you guys, I think it's being done intentionally. That's just, I'm not saying that, that that's what it is, but it feels like they're looking for an excuse, right? Meaning our government, looking for an excuse to get us involved, to be outraged and to be angry and to be upset. And, if our troops are attacked, when there are places that they shouldn't be anyway, realistically, it's just these things are going to happen. So, you know, has anybody seen gold that just broke 2100 an ounce? That I did not see. That's actually pretty high. Yeah, it's again, I as far as gold and silver, I'll tell you what. I know we've talked about this many times in the past, and I'll mention it again. I would not invest in gold. That's just me. You can invest whatever way you want to. You can do whatever you want to. Try to get rid of it. That's what I always try to tell people. I've had gold in the past. I had gold before, and to try to get rid of it, can't take it to the bank. Okay, you figure, okay, well, it's gold, so it's worth, whatever it's worth. It's great, it's fantastic. Try and take it to the bank and see if the bank will take it. They won't. You have to go to a broker to get rid of that gold. So you have to either go to like a pawn shop or to a registered vendor of silver and gold. So I actually have hot chocolate tonight, guys. And but anyway, I like silver. Silver is if you had okay, so if you have an ounce of gold, right? Let's break it down really simply. You got an ounce of gold. Let's say it's worth $2,100, and I have $2,100 worth of silver. Okay, broken down in all kinds of small denominations, from ounces to silver bars to silver dollars, down to quarters and dimes and all that type of stuff. In a post scenario, if I'm trying to get rid of that or use it for barter, because that's what you're probably going to use it for in a post event, because silver and gold are definitely going to retain their value, it's going to be much easier for you to get rid of that silver than it is the gold. That's just my take on it. You can, like I said, again, I'm not telling you what to do. I will tell you right now, I own zero gold, but I do have silver, and that's just my take on it because that's I just believe that that is the way to go. Again, you can do whatever you want to do. I'm never going to tell you, oh, you have to do it my way. I'm not to do anything I say. I'm just trying to check something here real quick. Okay. So anyhow, but again, it's just to personal preference. I've always collected coins, so I like coins anyway. And to me, if I can, I'll tell you, the last time I pulled a quarter, it was a 1957. And anybody that knows your coins, as far as coins go, if no rum and hot chocolate. Um, Anybody knows anything about coins, if it's 1964 or older, it's like 90% silver, I believe, for a quarter. something to that effect. Same with dimes. 1964 and older, it's more silver content in that 90% silver. Yeah, so that's the way I like to do it. Now I actually and so that quarter, and the last time I got one, if I remember correctly, when I priced it out, what that quarter was worth, a quarter, it was worth $6.75. So, to me, that was just a cool thing. So when you get those finds and you get them like that, that is fun. So I always go through all my change. I look for older coins, and I try to save what I can and stuff like that. But yeah, I just catching those dimes and quarters, and it's like pulling hen's teeth right now. To be honest with you, it's few and far between. But if you get lucky enough and you get one of them once in a while, then it's a cool thing. Now, silver dollars. Obviously, you can get them through the mint and all that type of stuff. You can get proof sets, all that type of stuff as well. I don't know, like I said, I've always liked collecting coins. I found it to be relaxing. I enjoy it. I like to go through, like I said, get a pile of change and go through it and see if I can't find something. So, but yeah, but that's what I would do. Well, that's what I do. That's what I would advise other people to do. Uh, Much more manageable in an SHTF situation. Now, here's the other thing that I will say along with that. Okay, here's what I will say along with that. I do believe that you need to have silver, but you can't eat it. Can't eat silver, can't eat gold. It's a fact. It doesn't work like that. So you could have all the silver, you could have all the gold that you want, and at the end of the day, things go sideways. You're not going to be able to eat that, and you're going to give it away. And I have a huge collection of statehood quarters, but they were stolen. Oh, that sucks. That somebody stole it from me. Yeah, yeah, that's not good. But oh, we're gonna get to the wild ride in a second. We're gonna get to that in a moment. So, but anyway, it was a question came up, and I wanted to answer that question. Yeah, brass is a good thing to invest in as well. But again, you definitely need whispering pines. You definitely need to have brass, no doubt about it. I would not go with steel casings. I like brass casings personally, but you need to make sure that you have enough to be able to protect what you have. That's important as well. But again, at the end of the day, food and fresh water are going to rule the day. Food and fresh water are the way to go. So, it's a choice what you do and how you do it. I always tell people it's important to get that stocked up. You know, if you don't have it stocked up, once that runs out, what people really don't realize on an any day basis, how fragile our system is, how truly fragile our system is. And things can change in the blink of an eye. It doesn't have to be some long drawn out thing that you go, oh my god, look at this coming down the road and look at this happening. It could be bam. It could be that quickly. So again, if you don't prepare and you're not ready for whatever may happen, again, it's insurance, folks. At the end of the day, it's insurance. That's the way I always look at it. Because if you look at things, obviously, realistically, like I said, again, things can change in a blink of an eye. We get car insurance because we have to. We don't have a choice. You have to have car insurance to be able to drive your car. A lot of people get house insurance, right? Homeowners insurance in case of theft, fire, natural disasters, right? We all do that. We have that insurance. So, what prepping is to me, prepping is insurance. That's all it is. And it puts me in a situation where when something happens, I'm going to be in a better position for it. And that's, again, I love having that edge, having that the odds stacked in my favor. And I think that that's important. Yeah, gardening is huge as well. I've talked about gardening a lot, you know, and gardening is huge. So, all right, now, yeah, I switched up my backdrop. I got my PETA townhouse. I just picked those up, and I picked up a thing of Pringles. I like Pringles, and I got my club crackers snacks. Have a little cheese on them. Good to go. So had to change it up. I actually was looking. Okay, I got to tell you, I was gonna get the box of you know uh, completely going blank here. What did I have up here forever? Jesus, thank you. Oh my God, the brain just shut off for a moment. So I had Cheez-Its up here forever. I when I was at the store, I just went grocery shopping yesterday. When I was at the store, I was like looking at a box of Cheez-Its, and if you're gonna get a box of Cheez-Its, you're gonna get the bigger box, of course, right? It was like 570 something. I'm like, yeah, no. I'm like, oh my God. Yeah. I was gonna get the white cheddar this time too, because actually I like both, but no more hot cocoa, you're cut off. Yeah, but all right. So let's get into what do we got? 377 in the chat already. We got 123 thumbs up. If you have not shot a thumbs up yet, I'm going to ask you to please do so to show support for the channel. And I thank you ahead of time. It really does make a huge, huge difference with the algorithms. So the more interaction, like, comment, share, it helps the channel out a ton. So I do appreciate it for those reasons as well. Also, if you are not subscribed to the channel, I would ask you to subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell icon to get all notifications as well, and I thank you for that. So let's get into this. 2024, right? Obviously, an election year. As of right now, and it's subject to change. Obviously, anything can change, but as of right now, it looks like it's going to be Biden against Trump, right? And if the election was held today, there's all the talk, and everybody's talking. If the election was held today, that Trump would win as of right now. Oh yeah. So neighbor Bob, Cowboys, Eagles next game should be awesome. Yeah, the Eagles went down today. San Francisco handed them their behinds in Philadelphia, and they handed them their behind. So that was awesome to see, and it definitely sets it up. If Cowboys beat the Eagles, they'll have the same exact record. And yeah, San Francisco is a very well put together team. Cowboys got a tough schedule out rest of the year, though. I will tell you that right now. They have no cupcake schedule for the rest of the year. I mean, they got to play. They play Buffalo on the road. They play Miami on the road. They still have to play Detroit. They got Philly next week at home, and then they end the season with and I'll still call them by their old name, the Redskins. I'm not going with this Commanders crap. They're still the Washington Redskins to me. So if you don't like that, that's too bad. I don't care. But yeah, I'm not too worried about Detroit, but Miami and Buffalo on the road should be tough games. That should be tough games. So, all right. So anyway, let's can carry on, right? So we're right, like I said, right now, and I read a lot of articles, and so I see a lot of things, and they're like, oh my God. And just like if you guys remember when Trump won the first time, and everybody's like, oh my God, this is the end. He's going to get us into a war. He's going to do this. He's going to do that. And what did he do realistically? Stabilize the economy, record low unemployment. Uh, you know, economy was doing great. Foreign leaders were not playing with us because they figured Trump was a loose cannon and he was not one to be trifled with. So they didn't play any games. Okay. You know, they didn't play games with when he was in office. And then we get good old Joe Biden, and we all see what has happened with that situation. And him and the cackling hyena that he has there as his VP. So, and there's all these articles are saying, oh, well, if Trump gets reelected, that'll be the end of democracy. I mean, I've heard all this stuff. Oh, he wants a dictatorship. He wants to be in there forever. And it's like the guy's in his 70s, number one. I just don't buy it. I mean, they hate him that much that they will do anything that they could possibly do. And when I say they, anybody that is opposing to Trump, I mean, from slamming people that support Trump. When you have advertisers and people in business, one of the guys, Joe Rogan, one of his advertisers had said to him, take down this post against Trump. And he basically told the guy to go screw himself. He says, "You support who you want to support. I'm going to support who I want to support. You're not going to tell me what I can have up or what I can't have up." And I like that. So, but anyway, you have this all this talk. Oh my God, if Trump gets, all the scare tactics, and oh, it'd be the end of democracy. It's going to be, and I'm like, really? Like our democracy with what's going on right now is like so awesome. Well, just ask the president. He'll tell you how awesome the economy's doing. It's doing great according to him. It's just like, is he the one out there grocery shopping and buying groceries and paying what we're paying for groceries? Is he the one out there, looking at these small businesses? Oh, wait a minute. What small businesses? Because they all went under because of the pandemic, when you were not allowed to have a business unless, of course, you were a big chain, right? Unless you were Walmart, who made record profits, unless you were like one of those big grocery stores that made a ton of money, they got to stay open. Hey, RC Kev, they don't want Trump ruining their gravy train. I hear you. No, I absolutely hear you. Thank you very much for the donation. Well, you look what Trump did when he was in there. Okay, he took us out of the climate change accord nonsense, right? Took us out of that. Basically said, why should the United States pay so much of what the UN is doing, right? That other countries needed to start paying their fair share. I mean, how dare he say something like that, right? It is unbelievable. Same puppeteer running Canada. Yeah, I know what you guys are dealing with up there as well. It's tough. So Newsom's in-laws moved from California to Florida. Imagine that. Oh, I'm going to tell you what. It would not shock me, folks. It would not shock me if the nominee for the and I'm gonna put it out here right now. It would not shock me if the nominee for the Democratic Party going into 24 was not Biden. That Biden is not in the picture. That it would be Newsom. Don't be shocked. Don't be shocked if that happens. It would not surprise me at all. So, are you unvaccinated? Of course, I'm unvaccinated because I made a choice not to be. And yeah, it cost me a job because I wouldn't, and that's okay. I was perfectly okay with that. So, in all honesty, folks, and I've talked about this before. Uh, you know, I'll do some private duty work now. I will never work in a facility again. I will never work for a hospital again. I've already made that decision. That's my choice, my life. I'm not going to have somebody tell me what I have to do in order to keep a job. Never going to happen. Never going to happen. You know. So that's kind of the USS Canary destroyer was attacked. That's the ship. Okay. Yeah, like I said, that doesn't surprise me. It doesn't surprise me at all. They're put out there again, and like I said, strictly my opinion. They're put out there to be target, so that somebody would do something, so that we can have an excuse to retaliate. Realistically, I mean, look what we already did, folks. We already did retaliate. Think about it. What did we do in Syria? We hit strategic areas as a retaliation for our military bases throughout the Middle East being attacked. So think about it. I mean, it's yeah, bait. Exactly, JJ, bait. You know, but the thing that I have a problem with that, realistically, is that it's our young men and our young women that are put in harm's way over there, and I have a problem with that. Yeah, I lost my nursing job also, Ed. We're still winners in that scenario. Oh, I agree 100%. I was never going to give in and play the game and just go along to get along. It's just not my style. Number one, um, I have a tendency to question everything. Number two, and people don't like that, especially in those situations. You know, so yeah, there's a lot of, like I said, a lot with that. Like I said, it's a personal choice. I don't criticize anybody that did it for whatever reasons they felt like they had to. Knock yourself out. I just wasn't going to. That was the bottom line for me. I just wasn't going to. But so what are we at? 467 in the chat, guys. We only got 194 thumbs up, which is less than half. So if you have not again shot a thumbs up yet, I'm going to ask you to please do so to show support for the channel. Again, I do appreciate that. It makes a huge, huge difference with the algorithms. Also, you know, it my brain is not working tonight for some reason. I makes a big difference with the algorithm, the like, comments, the shares. It all helps the channel. So I thank you that way as well. Also, again, if you are not subscribed to the channel, I would ask you to please subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell icon to keep all notifications as well. I'm gonna bring something up real quick. Okay, we're gonna touch on it briefly, and then we're gonna move on to the next thing. Uh, be careful the people that you trust. Let me put it like that, and I'm gonna explain something to you in a second. Okay, when you have people out there that claim that they're your friend, and let's say we're going to do a scenario, okay? We're going to do a scenario. Let's say they have a YouTube channel as well, but they claim to be your friend and they do live streams like I do live streams. Now, let me ask you this. In my live streams, do I allow nonsense? Do I allow people to come on the channel and bash other YouTubers and talk all kinds of crap about other YouTubers? I do not, because I don't believe it's healthy. I don't believe it serves any kind of purpose whatsoever. Okay. But when you have someone that claims to be your friend, but yet they do on their live streams that all these people come into their live streams and it's bash prepper nurse 1 hour, which, you know what? Have at it. I got broad shoulders. Go for it. I don't really care. That I'm so that in their lives that I'm so important that all they want to talk about is me on somebody else's channel. But this person claims to be my friend, but doesn't shut that crap down. What does that say? Is that really a friend, realistically? I mean, now listen, I take it as a badge of honor that think that I'm so important that they want to discuss me all the time. I'm like, hey, whatever floats your your boat. But I trust my wife. Period. I hear you, Okie Forge. I hear you. But again, like I said, people got to do what they got to do for their channels. If that's how they feel like they need to make money on their channel, me personally, I would never do it. I would never allow it to happen. That's just me. But I have integrity, I guess is the right word. I have a moral standard where I like I said, and I'll tell you guys, there's channels that I've talked to people privately and said, yeah, I don't like this channel or I don't like that channel. But I will never come on here and bash channel A or channel B or channel C. I won't do it because again, I don't believe that it's healthy. I really don't. But um, I just wanted to put that out there, and that's just me. That's how I feel, and I find it very interesting that if somebody would claim to be my friend but allow that to happen on their channel. I mean, it's their channel. They can do whatever they want on their channel, and I'm never going to tell what they need to do on their channel. But how can you talk out of two sides of your face? That's what I don't understand. Here's the other part with that. If you agree or disagree with whatever I do or how I run stuff down here on my homestead, I really don't care. You know what I mean? I really don't care. It's not your business. You can have your opinion. Your opinion's great. Have your opinion all day long, and that's perfectly fine. But I'm going to run my ship how I want to run my ship. And I'm going to say one more thing on this topic. My people that come down here, right? And they're my people because they're my family. They're an extension of my family. And you can put it that way, whatever you want to put it. Like I said, again, I really could give a rat's patootie what people think or, with what we're doing down here. I have a fantastic group of people that we're working together, that we're planning on putting something together here so that when the time comes that we have a safe place to come to with infrastructure in place, with buildings on site, and all that type of stuff because we're going to watch out for each other. I know that's an anomaly in our society today because a lot of people don't watch out for each other, but that's just how that's my take on it. We're a family. If you don't like it, if you don't understand it, why are these people coming down here? He's just trying to make his place better. If I was just trying to, so here, I'm just going to play the devil's advocate for a second. If I was just trying to make my place better, why would why would I have people bring buildings into my property, which is going to cause my taxes to go up? Because as I put buildings in here, it makes the property more valuable. They're not my buildings, right? It's my people's buildings. It doesn't they don't belong to me. Here's the other thing. They're all up on blocks, folks. They can take them out of here whenever they want to. So, but if I'm doing this for me, it's going to hurt me in the long run, taxes wise. So, people can say whatever they want to say. They can do whatever they want to do, but unless you really know what you're talking about, you should probably just shut up, but that's okay. you know. So anyway, I just tell them to go on living their life, not living your life, not their. Yeah, I find it interesting. That's all. That's why I just wanted to bring that up. So, but you know, but I want to share things with people. I want to show people that what we're doing, what we're accomplishing down here is doable, that people actually can come together and work together and have that common interest of like-mindedness and that be enough, right? Let me put it like this, and I just kind of just to explain stuff to people. Like and I'm even I'm gonna name drop on this one, right? So I had Jason, Angry Pepper. He asked me one time. He said, "Ed, can I ask you a question?" And I said, "Sure." He goes, "I know you're not religious," and I said, "That's correct." He said, "Let me ask you this: within your group, if a group of people wanted to, let's say SHTF happened, and they wanted to congregate on the Sunday and have like a service," he goes, "Would you allow that to happen?" I said, "Absolutely, yes." Just because I don't follow a certain tenet or path or whatever, I'm not in a position ever to tell other people that they can't follow their own path or whatever thing that they want to do. I would never do that. I don't understand why people think that that you would that I because okay because it's my property, right? It's my property. I'm the leader of the group, right? I mean that's the what it is. If you don't like it again, I don't really care, okay? Because guess what? You don't have to be here. That's the best part about it. If you don't like how we have our stuff set up, you don't have to be part of it. It's a beautiful system. The people that are here voluntarily. But I am not a dictator either. I'm a human being. They're human beings. They have their views. I don't think that everybody should line up exactly on every single view. If we have the common core of we're preppers. We realize things are going bad in this country and we want to take care of each other and we want to watch out for each other. That's enough. Okay. That's that common ground. And because we have that, the rest of it doesn't matter. I don't care what religion anybody is. I don't care what race anybody is. I don't care who sleeps with who. Okay. So again, I'll put this out here. If I had a homosexual group or a lesbian group that wanted to be part of my group, okay, I'd be like, okay, yeah, cool. As long as you're not hurting anybody, you're not trying to go around trying to sleep with everybody, you know, be respectful. That's what it comes down to. It's respecting our differences that makes us unique. Now, obviously, it doesn't seem like we can do that in this country or other countries around the world because everybody wants to cast judgment, but I don't here. So, but anyway, so yeah, guys, if you have any questions, all cap locks, um, you know, all cap locks, please, and it'll stand out for me more. Even if we never had an SHTF, we can still hang out, friends and family. That's right there in a nutshell. Now, Village Homestead is one of the members of my group, folks, okay? And I'll even tell you what Mark said. And I've said this myself. I said, I hope nothing ever happens because what we can do is we can all get together as we continue to build this up and make it better and have huge gardens and and everybody can take some of that home with them, right? When when everybody comes down here this weekend, coming up is our weekend to get together next weekend, right? Uh, you know, but which bunker company intrigues you the most? We're looking deep into acquiring one. It's that's a tough call. I can't make that call for you. You're going to have to do your own research for that. I'd rather do my own thing. I don't want to have a bunker company come in and do it like that. I don't care for that way that they do it. It's my own take on it. I would rather do my own thing and build my own as we go. That's just me on that. But anyway, you know, yeah, in it harm none. Yeah, that's. I'm going to tell you what. I'm more one with nature, I guess. Okay, uh, if you look at paganism, okay, you can have whatever views you want to have on paganism, but paganism's tenet comes down to in it harm none, meaning do whatever you want to do in your life as long as you're not hurting anybody. But do we do that as a society? Absolutely not. We don't. So but that's kind of my philosophy. If you want to say, where do I feel closest to God? It's right here in these woods, folks. Being out in nature, being out where it's peaceful, and I can surround myself with like-minded, awesome people that have the same mindset. And again, nothing ever happens. Well, guess what? We can get together for years and years and years. Once these people have their buildings the way that they want them, they're going to be able to come down and hang out, and then we can break bread together. And if we have a project that we're working on, we'll work on the project. We'll sit around the fire like we do now, and we BS and have a good conversation. And here's the best part: if you watch the videos when we're together, what you're going to see, you're going to hear a lot of laughing. You're going to hear a lot of busting chops, because that's what we do. That's what we do. And we have a good time, even though, yeah, we're working and we have a mission and we have things that we want to accomplish, but we have a great time while we do it. So, but anyway, so that's, like I said, I just wanted to put that out there, say what I needed to say. And like I said, again, I got broad shoulders, so bring it on, cupcakes. You want to bash on me. I've heard it. I've been called worse by better. So, and that's perfectly fine. But I'm going to tell you what, I love my group. I love what our game plan is. As we continue to grow, it's going to be awesome. And you just sit back and you watch what happens here when people come together with a common goal, a common interest, and a common mindset, and see what we can accomplish. And I want you to think about this while you're watching. Look at what we've done in the last 6 months. We'll just put it like that for one. But keep watching and what we do as a group. Think about if we did this on a large scale, on a large scale. Nobody looking to make a whole fortune and make a whole bunch of money and take the money, work on projects, make everyone's life better. Wow, what a concept, huh? What could you imagine what we could accomplish, right? Could you imagine realistically what we could accomplish in this country? It's unbelievable. But that'll never happen. You know why? It's all about greed. All about greed. So power, control, and money. It's what it always comes down to. So, but I believe what Ben talks at Suspicious Observer. What do you think about what he talks about? I really haven't watched his channel in a while. I like his channel. I'll watch a little bit of it here and there, but I haven't watched it in a while. So, but but yeah, it's I know I talked to my sister and it's been raining nonstop up in New York today. She said it's been raining up there all day. So Barb said, I send your channel to everyone. I know they all love you. Thank you. I appreciate that, Barb. Well, like I said, the majority of people like me. Here's the thing: is that one thing people can't say. One thing people can never say, even the ones that hate me. Okay, they can't say I'm a phony. Because I'm straight up. I say it like it is. I wear my heart out on my sleeve. Just who I am. I don't ever have to remember anything because I don't lie. I don't need to lie. I just say it like it is. Um, I talk about different experiences in my life and things that I've seen happen and stuff like that. But it's just some people are going to like you in life and some people are not. That's just the way it goes, unfortunately. So anyway, but All right, so moving forward, let's get more into 2024. I would not be surprised if multiple things end up happening in 2024. I could absolutely see food shortages happening, and I want you to realize something. Okay, again, I've talked about this briefly before. In the United States, for the whole, I'm not talking about pockets of people here and there, because pockets of people here and there have suffered. They're going without food, and they're having struggles, and so I'm not talking about that. Asif, we only do the one egg count now, only the egg count for down here, and we'll do that at quarter to nine. Okay, so just so you know. Um, what is your go-to meat you normally eat? I like chicken. I That's my, if I'm going to eat meat, I like chicken. So, but anyway, we have not suffered here in the United States. That's the reality in whole. If there was an issue with food and food shortages and not being able to transport and those type of things, hey, I got nothing against a nice filet mignon, Larry. I have nothing against a nice filet mignon. With a lobster tail is even better. Okay, so I love seafood. So, but buffalo's awesome. I've actually had buffalo. I had that when we did that trip, that motorcycle trip out west. We stopped at a place that was selling, buffalo burgers, and man, I'll tell you what, that was good. That was really, really good. So, but anyway, because we haven't suffered, we're not prepared to suffer. And I honestly think that something like that absolutely could happen here. Would not surprise me if it did happen here. And I just want you to think about what the fallout would be if all of a sudden we had food shortages in the United States. And so let's just give an example, okay? Just an example of something. And these are real life examples. Do you remember when the EBT cards were having problems? I think it was in California, right? And the lady had gone into the local 7-Eleven or whatever, convenience store that it was, and her card wouldn't work. And she absolutely flipped her wig and was like destroying the store. You guys remember that video? Because she couldn't get what she wanted, with her EBT card. If all of a sudden those type of things happened here on a large scale, and again, and we've discussed this a million times on this channel. Well, maybe not a million, but we discussed it a lot. Most people in this country, 95% of the people in this country, do not have a 2 week supply of food or water in their home. A 2 week supply is nothing. That's nothing. Okay. So, but people still don't do it. They will not do it. They don't prepare. They're not ready. Okay. So think about all those potential victims. That's 95% of the population, because you're ready, because I'm ready, right? Then we're going to be the bad guys because we're selfish and we're hoarders and we're not thinking of others and all that type of stuff. Believe me, that won't surprise me when those type of accusations and things like that happen. 40% of Americans don't have $500 in an emergency fund, Neighbor Bob said. That doesn't surprise me, especially now, Neighbor Bob. Discretionary spending is not there. It's not there right now. People are basically trying to keep their heads above water. And in a lot of cases, the way that they're doing it is through credit cards. Well, that's going to last for so long until you've got to that point where then what are you going to do? I mean, that's a bad, bad situation. What are we at? 489 in the chat, guys. We're at 279 again on the thumbs up. So I'm going to ask again, if you have not shot that thumbs up yet, please do so. I do appreciate it. It really does, make a big, big difference with the algorithms. So please like, comment, share. It really helps the channel out a lot. Also, again, if you're not subscribed, please subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell icon to get all notifications as well. Yeah, Asif is saying record number of hardship withdrawals from 401ks now. Exactly. So you got people that have put money into their 401ks and they're having to pull it out just to survive, just to survive. And it's not like they're working less hours. A lot of people are working more hours. You look at even from a year ago, the cost of things, the difference in the cost of things, rent is up. I think that they said in the last year rent was up like 6.8%. And that may not sound like a lot, but when your paycheck is not going up, what food is up 3%, the gas and electric, that's up. You look at if you have Netflix or any of those type of things, or internet, the uh, you know, um, cable TV, any of that type of stuff, all those have gone up. They're not going down, and they're never going to go down. Everything is up, 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 and up. I mean, you go into the like, I'll tell you, I went to the grocery store, like I said, Saturday, and I'm in my head going as I'm shopping, as I'm getting stuff that I need. It's just me and Hella, right? So I'm like, okay, let's keep it under $200. Let's keep it under $200. And I ended up spending 180. But I got the different things that I needed and wanted. Of course, I got things that I want. Hey, Philip, good evening. Glad to have you in the chat tonight. Uh, but again, it's like it's so expensive, and you don't get the bang for your buck like you did before. It just doesn't happen. So I am gonna. Oh, I still got some left because it's not warm anymore. I was gonna get a green tea, but again, it is. Appalachian Power is going up $16 for 1,000 kilowatt in January. Yeah. So again, all those things go higher and higher and higher. The rents are outrageous. People trying to rent, it's absolutely insane. It is absolutely insane. I don't know how people do it, to be honest with you. I can remember back when I was a single guy. I was living in the city of Rochester, on a place called Park Avenue, which was more. It was funny too because I was working with the mentally retarded for the state at the time. I was making decent money. I wasn't making great money. I was a CNA at the time, and well, they called them Mahatas back then. It was a mental hygiene therapy aid. Very, very fancy name for CNA, right? But anyway, so I was living on Park Avenue, which it's like I said, it was more of a trendy area of the city. So they had the Park Ave Festival every year, street for a weekend, and it was kind of crazy, but it was to live, and I liked it. But I had a studio apartment back then, and this is how many. I think I was paying like 500 a month for a studio apartment, which, there's no room in it, but it was just me and I didn't care. So it was good. But it's like the rents now, they're outrageous. And I have no idea how people are affording them, and studios are going for 1,500 a month here. Wow. That's insane. That is insane. Yeah. It's just, I got to tell you, I've been talking to my daughter, and I'm gonna hold on. I'm gonna get a green tea. So I will say this to you guys, and I will tell you exactly what I told my daughter. Now my daughter's 22 years old, and this applies for any one of you out there, regardless of what your age is. 10 years from now, at 10 years is going to be gone. It's going to go in a blink of an eye. It's going to happen very, very fast, and all of a sudden you're going to wake up one day and be like, "Holy crap, where did that last 10 years go?" What I said to her, while you're working, go back to school part time. Now, I encourage her to go into business management because you can get into a position where you can make a decent living, be in charge of people. And Heather's really, really good with people as well. And I think she would do well with that. And I said, and here's the thing, let's say it took you 10 years to get, now she's already has some college. She's got 2 years of college under her belt already. But, if she continues on, takes courses, works on getting a business management degree, which she absolutely could do, uh, then she can be in a position where she can better herself, make more money, and have a decent life. And I think that that's important to do. Absolutely. Because like I said, the time is going to go by no matter what. And, if you do nothing, guess what? Nothing's going to change. So it's all about um, what your choices are, what you want to do. Like I said to her, I said, you know what? The communications degree is awesome and it's great. The liberal arts degree is just fantastic. If you want to go flip burgers somewhere, and there's no disrespect to anybody flipping burgers, but you're not going to take that liberal arts degree and go do anything with it realistically where you're going to make a decent living. There's only so many jobs that they're going to want you for that type of thing. And there's not a lot of them out there anymore. The people that gender studies, I love that. Oh, I went to school for gender studies. Yeah, well, how'd that help you out in the real world there, Cupcake? You know, the reality is, you know, actually, if I had somebody now, Heather's not into basket weaving degree. Yeah, exactly. I have an art degree. I'm an artist, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with art. Don't please don't take what I'm saying like, well, what do you got against artists? Well, I have nothing against artists, but I'm saying if you want to try to make a living and support yourself and your family in the real world, trades is the way to go. Yeah, realistically, I was just gonna talk about that. Go to trade school, become a carpenter, become a plumber, become an electrician. You're always going to have work, always. And guess what? You're not going to be up to here in debt when you get done. As an apprenticeship, you're going to get paid during your apprenticeship in being a journeyman, and then becoming a master electrician, a master plumber, and carpenter. You can make a whole lot of money, and you can work for yourself. And if you do a good job at it, you can make a very nice living anywhere. That's the other. This is like with being a nurse. Okay, I knew I could take my nursing degree anywhere in the country and get a job. I know. Always been that way. Oh, egg count time. Thank you, JJ. I get distracted and I apologize. Okay, before we do the egg count, we got 496 in the chat. We're at 311 on a thumbs up. So again, I'm going to ask you if you have not shot a thumbs up yet, please do so to show support for the channel. And I thank you. Don't go putting your guesses up yet because none of those are counting. When I say start, that's when we'll start. Uh, Also, again, it really makes a big difference with the algorithm, so I do appreciate it for that reason as well. Please make sure you hit that bell icon to get all notifications and subscribe if you are not subscribed. All right, so how many eggs today? And yes or no for the white hen did she lay? Again, we have 6 hens, guys. So we have 6 hens. So give you guys a moment to get your guesses up there, and we will go from there. Give you a minute, and while we're doing that, I'm going to open this up and take a hit. Okay. If you had the same exact guess as Nancy Craig with 2 eggs today, and no, the white hen did not lay, then you are 100% correct. So, congratulations to Nancy Craig. You've won absolutely nothing except for bragging rights until the next live stream, and you are happy. See, there we go. So, congratulations to Nancy for having the right guess. Uh, so, uh, but anyhow, we have not suffered in this country. I'm going to get back kind of on track. We have not suffered in this country at all, realistically. There's people that have struggled. Obviously, there's been issues, but we really haven't. We've dealt with power outages, right? Right. What happens is somebody's power goes out for more than a day? People lose their minds, go absolutely crazy. Oh my God, I can't believe my power's out. Why hasn't the power company got my power back on? If there's obviously if there's a hurricane or a tornado or something like that, obviously they realize it may take a little bit longer. But that's we deal with that, and it's coming back on, so you're good to go. What happens? Here's a question that I always ask people when I talk to people initially about prepping. I always ask them the same thing. Always ask the same thing. I said, if the power went out today and wasn't coming back on, how ready are you? And it's a legitimate question, right? How prepared are you? And inevitably, most of the people say, not very. And I always come back with, well, what are you doing about it? Do you have candles? Do you have blankets? Do you have food? Do you have water put away? What are you doing about it? So if you can make them think, right? Hopefully, maybe something jump starts in their brain and they go, wow, you know what? He's right. I'm not ready. I should probably do something. But again, most people are not going to. They're just not going to. So, and when the time comes, they're going to be crying and be like, "Oh my God, you have to help me." You know, if I've been talking till I'm blue in the face and you've done absolutely nothing, and now you expect me to take care of you, uh, I I have a problem with that. I have a problem with that. So, I help some people. I absolutely plan to. I want to, but it's going to be a person by person choice. That's what it's going to be. Will we take other people in here into this group after an SHTF event? Most likely, I would say yes, we will, depending on what they're bringing to the table. All right. And that's how you have to think about it. You have to, what value are you bringing to us? Because we prepared, right? Yeah, you owe me attitude. It's crazy. Yeah, exactly, JBS. Well, it's not even just you owe me attitude, it's that entitlement attitude. I deserve it. Nobody deserves anything. So, um, so what I try to like drive home to people is, what are you doing to put yourself in a situation? And again, it drives me crazy because of one simple reason. We don't even have to talk about the big SHTF event, right? We don't have to talk about the end of the world as we know it, world without rule of law, all those type of things. We have so many natural disasters that happen in this country year after year after year. I'll make a prediction for this year coming up. I'm going to make a prediction and I'm going to guarantee you that every one of these predictions is going to come true. I guarantee it. 100%. You can quote me on it next year. We'll sit here next December and you tell me if I was wrong on any one of these predictions. And I'm going to put them all right on the table right now. I predict that we will have forest fires next year. I will predict that we will have mudslides somewhere in the country next year. I will predict that we will have a tornado somewhere in the country next year, probably many. I will predict that we will have hurricanes happen next year that affect the country. I will predict that we will have an ice storm somewhere in the country within the next year. I predict that we will have uh, blizzards at some point this next year in the country that's going to affect people. I predict that we will have power outages. Now that's going out on a limb, guys. I'm getting crazy here with these predictions, but think about it. Think about it. Earthquakes, yes, Juby Joe. I forgot about predicting the earthquakes. Guaranteed we'll have earthquakes in the country next year as well. So these things are going to happen. They happen every single year. Every single year. All right. And I want people to call me out. If I'm wrong, flooding. I didn't even mention flooding, right? I guarantee we will have flooding somewhere in the country next year as well. Guaranteed. Okay. I will predict you're 100% accurate. Thank you, JBS. Well, I did read about Nostradamus, so I'm putting myself out on a limb with these predictions. But the reality is, and we're joking, but the reality is disasters are going to happen next year. And if you are ready, then you're going to be in better shape for whatever disaster may affect you. Again, SHTF doesn't have to be the end of the world as we know it. SHTF could be you have your husband, wife, got a couple of kids, and the main breadwinner dies suddenly, unexpectedly, boom, gone. Now, here you are. Don't matter if you're the husband or the wife, don't matter. Here you are, you're left with the kids. What are you doing now? Right? What are you doing now? So, sickness, where somebody gets sick and they're unable to go to work. Are you ready for those type of situations? All these things can happen. Something that affects your home directly, a fire, right? Or there's another one I can make prediction. Oh, I did fire, but I didn't say house fires. guarantee there'll be house fires next year as well. But a house fire can affect you. All your stuff that you have could be gone in a blink of an eye. It can happen that quickly, folks, and it happens. So SHTF, when we talk about SHTF, it doesn't always have to refer to the worst case scenario. It can be the scenario that affects you, your home, your town, your state, whatever the case may be. There's going to be things that happen. And if you are not ready and you are not prepared for those things, it's going to cause you problems. And so those are the things that people really, really need to think about. And hopefully they do. Hopefully, if somebody watches this video and goes, you know what, I didn't put it in that perspective before, maybe they should. But again, anybody on this chat, where's your preparedness level at? Is it where you want it to be at? How ready are you for whatever event may happen? And look at your situation, do a self evaluation, and say, okay, this is what I need to change. I had somebody say, yeah, maybe you lose a job. Yeah, there's all kinds of things that can happen. And you think about this, right? You got this job and you've had a job for 15 years. You're a good worker. You show up every day, you do your job. You're like the average American. You're into debt up to here, right? You're living paycheck to paycheck. And all of a sudden, that job goes away. The company closes up, they go under, whatever the case may be. And now you don't have that job making that kind of money that you were making. But guess what? Those bills are still going to be there. They're not going away. So, again, those are things that we, need to think about and plan for. So, but all we can do is control our situation, control the narrative. What can we do that's going to affect us? How is it going to make our life better? So, what can we do on that? And that's what we have to think about and try to plan according to that. And if you do that, you're going to be in better shape, you know. Hedge your bets, as they say. Don't live beyond your means. So, my mom was a main breadwinner. My dad was on Social Security. She passed away, and my dad was in a bad state until he was able to run everything through probate. Oh yeah, that's a tough situation. It's a tough, tough situation. Yep. So, but hey, Asif, have a good night, buddy. Be safe. But you think about being sick. You know, getting hurt. You're out of work for an extended period of time. That affects your bottom line. So, but again, moving into next year, it's also an election year, as we all know. So, do not be surprised, if things come up with that, if there's issues with that, if all of a sudden, especially, and I'll put this out here too, especially if Trump's a front runner, if he's the front runner and it's looking like he's going to get reelected, oh, they're going to lose their minds. And I'm talking about the people that don't like Trump. Not, I'm not, just the people that, for whatever reason, they're going to lose their minds. So you're going to see protests. You're going to see, everything else going on, and it is insanity with everything that could happen, might happen. Think about this, and somebody made a great comment, a point about electric cars and how like there's this huge push for electric cars, right? And somebody's like, well, okay, so you have these electric cars and you live in the Northeast and there is a blizzard. Those batteries don't like the cold. So now you're out there, you're parked in the, on the throughway or whatever, and emergency vehicles can't get to you, right? How are they going to get to you? They're all electric as well. There's nowhere to charge them up. Your battery dies, and now you can't even stay warm. What are you going to do? You're going to have a parking lot out there of dead cars that nobody could be able to use. And and that was really interesting. The perspective of the way that person put it into perspective, and I thought that was really, really interesting. There's no way they can do it, guys. It's just not a feasible thing. We don't have the infrastructure to handle all electric anything. So, we don't have the infrastructure right now to handle the drain on the system for power now. What makes people think that if we add, you know, 10, 20, 30 million electric cars. How are they gonna, you know, how are they gonna, redo that? And what happens when your electric battery dies on you, and now you're gonna get that bill to replace that battery, and it's like ridiculous. So again, you know, you have to look at the possibilities of things going sideways next year in a lot of different ways. Could we end up being in a war by next year? It would not surprise me at all. Would not surprise me at all. I'm not going to make that prediction, but I would not be surprised. It almost seems as though they are hell bent on getting us into some conflict somewhere, somehow. Uh, they want it to happen. And when I say they, I mean the people that really run things. And it sure ain't Joe Biden. Joe Biden ain't running nothing except around in his closet. So, you know, that's just strictly my opinion. But there seems to be more confusion there than anything else. If you can't see the cognitive decline, I do not know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. But California has a new electric semi law too. Yeah, I saw that, and that's going to bite them right in the butt too in the long run. So yes, and how hard it is to put out an EV fire because of the battery. Exactly. Yep. Yep. Those are there. That's another thing. And you think about all the accidents that we have on a regular basis now. If you get a bunch of EV vehicles all having accidents and they're all on fire and the firemen can't put them out, how does that work? So, but anyway, like I said, a lot of things could happen next year. You could possibly see a grid down situation. Would it surprise me if there was some kind of attacks in the United States? Wouldn't surprise me at all. Like I said, I would highly recommend, like this Christmas, keeping your head on its swivel, pay attention. I'm not saying something's going to happen at Christmas, but man, I'll tell you what, they like to attack on Christian holidays. Meaning, people that hate America. They would love to attack on a Christian holiday. And what Christian holiday would be better than Christmas, right? So again, be smart, be safe, pay attention to what's going on, and Oh, actually, I got to call my daughter and see if I got that notebook is up there that I left it in New York, because I think I may have. So we're gonna do shout outs right now. So we're at 474 in the chat. We're at 350 on a thumbs up. Let's see if we can hit 400, guys. That's 50 more thumbs up. We got about 20 minutes left. Um, well, Lori, we could get into those things. Most of the Christian holidays were stolen from pagan holidays. So yeah. So they basically took Yule and said, "Hey, now it's Christmas." And so, yeah, there's if you do the history and look at the history, a lot of the Christian holidays were stolen from paganism. So, but yeah, even Easter, yes, indeed. So do the research. Don't believe me. I did. I know. So, but anyway, yeah, Christmas was definitely taken from pagan Yule, and they made it into Christmas. So it's very interesting. But anyway, don't be surprised also if over the course of this winter we see the next phase of, oh, here's the next deadly disease happening and everybody needs to do X, Y, and Z. That would not surprise me either. So you got to pay attention to all those type of things, and that's just the reality of it. So let's just keep moving forward, and do the best we can. Before we're gonna do shout outs in just a second, I'm going to always encourage you to prepare, do the best that you can, put yourself in the best situation that you can be. Okay. So we're at 366, so 34 more thumbs up, guys. Let's see if we can get those, get up there to 400. So that is the goal. All right. Let's do shots. We have, there's Truly Tara. We're going to start out with her tonight. She does makeup videos, really nice lady. Definitely show her some support. You have Heavenly Hills Homestead. They grow giant vegetables. Definitely give them a shout out too. Give them some support. Help them out. You have Sean James with Sean James channel and My Self Reliance. Two different channels. Real good guy. Master Builder, fun to watch. You have Prep Rebel. There's the Needy Homesteader. You have the Angry Prepper down in New York City, Jason. Great guy there. Green Greg's. Townsend's showing you what it's like to live in the 1800s. You got Mary Greeley News giving you all the updates of Yellowstone and everything else. There is Doug and Stacy. You have Alaska Prepper, which is Rudy, great guy as well. Definitely show him some support. There's Alaska Granny. There is Bush Radical and Girl in the Woods, husband and wife team. Great couple. A lot of good information with their channel. There's Marfugal News with Adam and Dax out on the West Coast. Definitely show them some support as well. You have Malachi's Corner. There's Kyle's Cabin with Kyle and Sierra up, in Minnesota doing their thing up there. There is Camping with Steve Wallace, doing stealth camping up in Canada. Fun guy to watch up there. There is Icky Can up in Canada as well. Another good guy. Definitely show him some support as well. You have Russell Brand. I like Russell Brand. He gives you the information, lets you decide what you want to do with it. There is Ryan Hall, y'all. Ryan Hall is a great guy. Really gives back to the community in a huge way, and he's very passionate about the weather. Doug and Stacy's another good channel. You have Patera with the Appalachian Homestead. You have Deep South Homestead, another very family-friendly oriented channel. You have Survival Lily, like Survival Lily coming over from Europe, giving us all the information over there. Bushcraft Bear in the Canary Islands of La Palma. There is, oh God, trying to think now. Now I'm starting to go blank. Uh, Suspicious Observer. There is Diamond with the Oppenheimer Ranch Project. Love Diamond as well. Really smart guy. Definitely show him some support. You have Red Poppy Ranch, Pinball Preparedness, East Tennessee Preparedness. There is Little House Off Gritty, a nice young couple down in Tennessee doing their things as well. There's Gray Man Prepping. Trying to think if there's anybody that I'm thinking of that I'm missing. So anyway, we'll call that it for the shout outs right now. Oh, Green Greg's. Yes, I didn't do Green Greg's. I apologize. Um, but Green Greg's is a good guy as well. So definitely go show him some support. Magic Prepper in North Dakota. Yep, another one there. So anyway, guys, so that's going to be it for the shout outs. Again, I do believe we should be supporting each other. It is important that we do that. We're a small community. Oh, Green Greg's is here. That's cool. No, he's like I said, definitely give him a listen. Definitely worth it. Oh, yep. You did mention me, Ed. Thank you. Okay, cool, man. No problem. No problem at all. So, but like I said, we're a small niche community. We should be supporting each other. I think that is important to do so. And that's why I like to do the shout outs. So we're at 378. We need 22 more thumbs up, guys. 22 more thumbs up to hit our goal of 400. And let's see if we can do that. But I would definitely encourage you all to keep on your toes for next year. I would start at like Christmas. Definitely keep your eyes on, open and your head on a swivel at Christmas. Pay attention. Have contingency plans if you are traveling for Christmas. I'm not traveling for Christmas. I'm not going anywhere. But I would highly encourage you to be as ready as you possibly can be. Pay attention to what's going on. Make sure if you are traveling, you have that bug out bag with you, that you have outs, that you have maps, that you know where you need to go. How do I get home if there is complete chaos? Those things are important because if you think about it, I want you to think about this. Would Christmas not be the perfect time to cause a power outage event for several reasons? Let's look at why that would be perfect. Most people are traveling, right? A lot of people travel for Christmas. They're all going traveling all over the country, flying, driving, wherever it is. They're going to visit family, to be with family for Christmas, right? So nobody is really going to be home. I mean, there's going to be places who are going to be home, but there's not going to be, a lot of people are going on the road and traveling. So that's number one. Number two, it's really the start of winter is Christmas. So the weather is going to be much, much colder. So if you have a grid down event, and people don't have wood stoves and don't have a wood supply on hand and are prepared that way to be able to deal with that situation, they're going to be in big, big trouble. People are going to freeze to death in their own homes. That is absolutely a reality that can happen as well. The other thing is the chaos that it would cause with an event happening on that type of thing. So, not, you know, it's just, you got to pay attention. You got to pay attention. So, unfortunately, and again, a Christian holiday, which people would want to, if you were Muslim or oriented and you wanted to attack on a Christian holiday, it would be a perfect one to do so with. So I see we hit 400 thumbs up, so you guys are awesome. I should have went higher, right? Well, if you want to keep them coming up, that's awesome. That'd be perfect. So very much appreciated anyway. So thank you ahead of time for that. But again, be smart, be ready, put yourself in a situation to win. You have to realize that it's a game. It's all a game. I had people telling me, well, it would have been cheaper for you to just replace the food that you had in New York instead of, you know, bringing that all down here. That's your call. You can believe that if you want to, and that's perfectly fine. But I had a lot of food in New York. All right, I wanted it here. There's still a lot of food in New York. I would like when I make my next trip to New York, I will bring more food back down with me, plus other things that I want to bring as well. That's what I did this time. It wasn't just food. I didn't share everything that I brought down with me on this trip, but I took care of some things that needed to be taken care of, in planning ahead and being as ready as we can be here. And that trip to New York was a huge asset to be able to bring as much food, number one, that I brought down, the other things that I needed to bring down as well. It just puts us in a better position here longer term, and that's what it's all about. All right, let's do this. We are Legion because we are many. We are all over the country, we're all over the world. Where is everybody from tonight? So let's do that. We have Dayton, Ohio with Rhonda, Fayetteville, North Carolina with Carol, Ozark Hillbilly, Arkansas with Randall, Troy in Peterson, West Virginia, middle of Michigan with Whispering Pines, beautiful Pennsylvania Wilds with Pennsylvania Granny, Janet in BC, Canada, Inverness, Florida with Clyde, excuse me, Clyde in the house, BC, Canada with Emil, Colorado Springs with Adam, Leesburg, Florida with Joan, Bubba One up in Michigan, UP of Michigan with Dawn, Northern Central Iowa with Ace, Littleton, New Hampshire, Northern Ontario, Canada, Cuba, New York, West Virginia with Morning Light, Kearney, Nebraska, Amarillo, Texas with William, Kentucky. We have Missouri in the Ozarks. We have Hillsboro, Oregon with Chewy, New Hampshire with Brenda, Awesome Sauce up in Connecticut, West Central Ohio with Dale, Omaha, Nebraska with Larry, Canton, Ohio with Chad, Trenton, Gainesville area, Florida. We have Nowhere, Oklahoma with Okie Forge. We got Tennessee with Emily, San Bernardino, California with Breaker, Buffalo, Kentucky with Linda, Birdsboro, Pennsylvania with Melissa, Upstate Grafton, New York with Camp Corona. We have Columbus, Ohio with Julie, Waterloo, New York with Sharon, uh, east of Indianapolis, Indiana with Susan, Indianapolis with Sergeant T, uh, ECA over in the UK. Thanks for staying up late and being with us tonight. Uh, Cohocton, Ohio with Lulu. We have Full of Hope over in Ireland. We have Country Cook Ireland. Oh, with Lori. Very nice. Oh, just kidding. Somewhere in America. That's funny. Let's see. Phillips. Oh, you did say it. Okay. Sorry, Philip in Melbourne, Australia, in the house. I'm sorry. I did not see you put it up there, Philip. My apologies. We have another one, Lee from Australia as well. Austin, Texas with Joy. The UP of Michigan with Dina. Uh, Rhode Island with Greg. Cooks Cove, Newfoundland, Canada with Mar. We got Michael in Minnesota. So again, guys, we're all over the world. We're all over the country. We're a huge, huge network of people. We're the ones that can make a difference now. We can make a difference afterwards, even more so, because people are going to be much more attentive in wanting to learn after an SHDF event. We got Central Iowa with Robert, Cape Cod, Mass. Let's see. So, but yeah, guys, I mean, like I said, if we ever got organized, it would be scary for them. They would not want us to be organized. We got St. Augustine, Florida with stealth mode. Coshocton. Oh, it's okay. I sorry about that. I knew a town called Cohocton, so that's why I said it that way. We have Verone, BC, Canada with Gypsy Mama in the house. So again, all over the place, guys. We really truly can make a difference. New York FEMA camp for Old Mutt. Yes, staying in New York, Old Mutt, not a good idea in the long run. Not a good idea. I am so glad to be free from the prison called New York State. I got my parole papers and I was able to get free. So, oh, we got Puerto Rico in the house. Very nice. Glad to have you here. But anyway, keep prepping, keep getting ready. Like I said, we never know what's going to happen. So, the more prepared we are, the better off we're going to be in the long run. Guys, I want to thank my moderators who do an absolutely fantastic job keeping the chat clean. Very much appreciated everything that they do. Ladies and gentlemen, moderate for me again. Thank you so much. It means a lot to me. I want to thank all you guys for being here as well. I really appreciate the support. It's a lot of fun. I do enjoy these chats. Hopefully, we learn something. Hopefully, we can share some information that sets a light bulb off in somebody's brain, and they go, "Hey, you know what? He was right about this, that, or the other thing." Remember my predictions. You've heard it here first on the Prepper Nurse One channel. My predictions for next year. So if I am wrong on any of them, I will be more than happy to apologize at the end of next year. But I will not be wrong on any of them. I will be 100% accurate on my predictions, guaranteed. I guarantee it. So anyway, guys, remember, we truly are all in this together. We are one race called the human race. As soon as we can figure that one out, we're going to be in much, much better shape. We have to stop letting them divide us. They like to use race, religion, and political affiliation as the three. If they can keep us fighting over those type of things, you know, that's uh, that's what they like to do. They want to keep us at each other's throats. If we could come together as human beings, and what we are doing here in West Virginia is a prime example of that. Coming together as human beings and making it happen. It is amazing when you put the right people together what can happen. So, uh, also, remember, guys, hug and kiss the ones that you love. Tell them every single day. Tomorrow is not guaranteed. We never know. Vernon? Oh, it's Vernon? Sorry, Kathy. Vernon. Okay. I probably won't remember that on the next live stream, so you'll have to remind me again. So just putting it out there. Uh, but tell the people that you care about every day how you feel. We never know what's going to happen in life, so it's really important that we tell the people that we care about every day how we feel. Last but not least, STD, step, thing, and day. One step at a time, one thing at a time, and one day at a time. Whatever you are trying to do, whatever you're trying to accomplish, you can do it. The only person that is going to stop you from achieving your goals is you. That's it, nobody else. If you stay positive and stay away from the negativity, you're going to be just fine. Okay? You're going to be just fine. Set realistic goals and then set about to making them happen. That's how it works. So much like Mount Vernon. Okay. But, you know, we had one of our goals this year was get that pavilion up and functional. Guess what? It is. It got done. We worked at it. It was a pain in the behind, but we worked together as a great team, and it was teamwork that made that thing happen. That just didn't go up there by itself. It was a lot of hard work by a lot of people, and that's what makes it happen. Set those goals, check them off your list, and then move on to the next thing. That's all you got to do. Stay away from negative people that want to bring you down. They're miserable. Their lives suck. They want your life to suck. So that's why they try to bring you down. Don't let them. Stay positive and stay away from them, and you're going to be in much, much better shape. Hella is here to say hello. Yes. Would you like to go outside? Do you want to go outside? Uh, all right, guys, listen. Have a great night. I will see you all later. Keep prepping. Keep safe. Have a good one. Prepper Nurse One out for now. Okay, stop. 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 I know. I know. Stop.